Introduction to BeautifulSoup. BeautifulSoup is a Python library for working with HTML and XML files. It helps you extract information from websites by parsing HTML code. Many people use BeautifulSoup for web scraping and data extraction. You can use it to find, navigate, and modify elements in web pages. Real-world uses include downloading quotes, news headlines, and product details from online stores. BeautifulSoup makes handling messy web data much easier. Running the cell now. This line disables warnings to keep the output clean. Running the cell now. This code suppresses warning messages to keep the output clean while working with BeautifulSoup. It ensures that any non-critical warnings from parsing HTML won't clutter the screen, helping you focus on the important extracted data in later steps. This is useful when handling real-world web pages that often have imperfect HTML. This comment shows how to install BeautifulSoup on Windows. This is the command for installation. Run it in your terminal, not in the notebook. This imports BeautifulSoup so you can use it. Running the cell now. This code sets up the environment by importing BeautifulSoup, the key library for parsing HTML. Although it produces no visible output, this step is essential because it allows you to begin working with web page content in Python. The lesson focuses on introducing the tool you'll use to navigate and extract data from HTML structures in upcoming examples. Core concepts in BeautifulSoup. BeautifulSoup mainly works by creating a soup object from HTML content. The soup object lets you search and navigate the web page structure. Tags represent HTML elements like div and hey. You can search for tags using methods like find and find_all. BeautifulSoup helps you access text and attributes easily. Running the cell now. We are creating sample HTML using a safe multi-line approach. We start joining multiple HTML lines together. This is the opening HTML tag. This line defines the page title. This opens the body of the page. This is a paragraph with a class and some text. This closes the body. This closes the HTML document. Now the HTML string is complete. We print a message to confirm the HTML is ready. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the example HTML string has been successfully created and is ready for parsing. Notice that this step sets up a simple web page structure, which is essential for the upcoming lessons on creating a BeautifulSoup object and navigating HTML elements like tags and text. It highlights the importance of having your HTML content prepared before you start searching or extracting data. This line creates the BeautifulSoup object from the HTML string. This tells BeautifulSoup to use the built-in HTML parser. This prints the type to show what we have created. Running the cell now. This output shows that the variable soup is indeed a BeautifulSoup object, confirming that the HTML content has been successfully parsed. Notice how creating this object is the foundational step that allows you to navigate and search the HTML structure effectively. This aligns with the lesson's goal of introducing BeautifulSoup's core concept of working with a parsed soup to interact with web page elements. This prints the HTML in a nicely indented format. Running the cell now. This output shows the full HTML content formatted nicely by BeautifulSoup's prettify method, highlighting the nested structure of tags like HTML, head, title, and body. Notice how the indentation clearly reflects the hierarchy, helping you visualize how BeautifulSoup parses and represents the HTML as a navigable soup object. This sets the foundation for searching and manipulating specific elements in the page. Beginner example 1. Get the title. You can find the title of the HTML easily. The title tag shows the page title in the Browsers tab. Use soup.title to access it. Running the cell now. This gets the title tag from the HTML. This stores the tag object. This prints the tag to see its HTML. This prints only the text inside the title tag. Running the cell now. Here, the output shows that using soup.title retrieves the entire title tag from the HTML, while title_tag.string extracts just the text inside it. This confirms that the code effectively isolates the page title, which is exactly what you need when you want to access or display the browser tab's title. Beginner example 2, find a paragraph. You can access the first paragraph with soup.p. This returns the first p tag in the HTML. Use .string to get just the text. Running the cell now. This gets the first p tag from the soup. This stores the tag object. This prints the full p tag. This prints the string inside. Running the cell now. Here, the code extracts and prints the first p tag from the HTML, which includes the full tag with its attributes. Using .string then isolates just the text inside, hello, world. This demonstrates how to access and retrieve the content of the first paragraph element in a web page using BeautifulSoup. Beginner example 3, get attribute value. Tags can have attributes like class, ID, or ref. Use .get to extract an attribute value safely. In our example, that p tag has a class. Running the cell now. This gets the class attribute from the p tag. This stores it in a variable. This prints the attribute value. Running the cell now. The output shows the value of the class attribute for the first p tag, which is intro. Notice it is returned as a list because an element can have multiple classes, and using .get class safely extracts this attribute without errors if the attribute is missing. This demonstrates how .get helps us access tag attributes efficiently in web scraping. Intermediate example 1, find all tags. Find _ gets all tags of a certain type. You can use it to make a list of paragraphs. It returns a list even if there is only one paragraph. Running the cell now. This line finds all speech tags in the HTML. This prints the list of speech tag objects. This loop goes through every paragraph. This line prints the text inside each paragraph. Running the cell now. This output shows the result of using find _p to fetch all paragraph tags from the HTML. Notice that even though there's only one p tag, the method returns a list containing that single tag, which we then iterate over to print the text content hello, world. This confirms find _ always returns a list, making it easy to handle multiple or single matches uniformly. Intermediate example 2, searching by class. Sometimes you want to find tags by their class name. Parse a dictionary to find _ with key class _ and the class value. This helps filter out exactly what you want. Running the cell now. This finds all paragraphs with a class of intro. This prints the result. Running the cell now. This output shows a list with one paragraph tag that has the class intro. Notice how the find _ method returned only the p elements matching that class, demonstrating how using the class _ argument filters tags by their class attribute. This example reinforces how to precisely target elements when scraping HTML with BeautifulSoup. Intermediate example 3, nested tags. HTML can have tags inside other tags. You can use .find on tags too, not just soup. Here is how you get the title from this head. Running the cell now. This gets this head tag. This finds the titles within the head. This prints the string inside that title. Running the cell now. This output shows the text inside the title tag nested within the header tag, demonstrating how .find can be called on a specific tag, not just the whole soup object. Notice we accessed the head first, then searched inside it, which is key for navigating nested HTML elements. Advanced Example 1, Navigating the DOM tree. BeautifulSoup lets you move up, down, and sideways in the tag tree. You can use .parent to go one level up. .children and .descendants let you loop through elements inside. Running the cell now. This prints the name of the parent tag of the first P. Running the cell now. Here, the output body shows that using .parent on this P tag moves us one level up the DOM tree, identifying its direct parent element. This confirms how BeautifulSoup helps navigate upward through the HTML structure, reinforcing the lesson on moving sideways and upwards within the tag hierarchy. This stores the body tag. This loop goes through each direct child of body. This prints each child element. Running the cell now. Here, the output shows a single direct child of the body tag, which is a P element with the class intro. This confirms that .children iterates only over immediate children, helping you precisely navigate just one level down the DOM tree, as intended in this lesson on moving through elements. Advanced Example 2, Searching with CSS Selectors. Select lets you use CSS selectors like in web design. For example, use p.intro to find P elements with class intro. This makes it powerful for complex searches. Running the cell now. This finds all paragraphs with class intro using a CSS selector. This stores the matches. This loop goes through the matches. This prints the text of each matching tag. Running the cell now. This output shows the text content of all P tags with the class intro found using the CSS selector p.intro. Notice that the select method efficiently filters elements based on both tag and class, demonstrating how precise and powerful CSS selectors are for targeted searches in HTML. This reinforces how you can leverage select to extract specific content with minimal code. Error handling example, tag not found. Sometimes you ask for a tag that does not exist. BeautifulSoup returns none, not an error. You should always check before using attributes of a found tag. Running the cell now. This tries to find an h2 tag in the HTML. This stores the result. This checks if the result is none. This prints a message if the tag is missing. This is what happens if the tag exists. This would print the found tag. Running the cell now. This output shows that when BeautifulSoup searches for a tag that isn't present, in this case, an h2, it returns none rather than causing an error. The code checks for this condition and prints tag not found, demonstrating the importance of verifying tag existence before accessing its attributes to avoid runtime errors. Debugging example, printing the soup. If your searches do not return what you expect, print soup.prettify. This can help you see what HTML you are working with. Printing out tags and their attributes is a good way to debug. Running the cell now. Best practices for BeautifulSoup. Always check that your tag searches were successful before using them. Use prettify for debugging complex HTML. Prefer select for complex or flexible searches. Remember to respect website rules when scraping live pages. Running the cell now. Common patterns. Loop over find_results with for. Use .get to avoid errors with missing attributes. Use .text or .get_text to get all text inside a tag. Use conditional checks for missing tags. Running the cell now. This is a small project to extract all quotes and authors from a chunk of HTML. This starts a multi-line string for HTML. The opening HTML tag. The opening body tag. This is the first quote block. This is the quote text. This is the author name. This ends the first quote block. This is the second quote block. This is the second quote text. This is the second author. This ends the second quote block. This ends the body. This closes the HTML. This closes the multi-line string. This creates a BeautifulSoup object for the new HTML. This finds all quote divs. This loop goes through each quote div. This gets the quote text. This gets the author. This prints the quote and author together. Running the cell now. This output shows the successful extraction of quotes and their authors by looping over all the div elements with class quote. Notice how .get_text cleanly retrieves the full quote and author text from each span. This demonstrates the key pattern of iterating over elements found by find_ and safely accessing nested text content for structured data extraction. Want more Python tutorials? Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more beginner-friendly Python lessons. Like and share this video if you found it helpful. Running the cell now.